Hey guys, how are you doing? Today is June 6th, 2025, Friday. I think that yesterday the biggest news is the big fight between Elon Musk and President Trump, right? That is quite tragedy to both of them. Not only a lot of people said that it will be strategy to Elon and then to the investor and the shareholders of Tesla. Not only that, right? After then we go through the news, then you will know that a lot of staff or people in the White House, they will look at Trump in a very different way. Very different way. Some of them are still young. They don't know the history, right? We know that. Of course, we know that, right? We are old, right? We know that, right? But a lot of people in the White House or in the world have some connection with President Trump. They don't know that. And they just discover, wow, oh my God, that is the first word they will use. Oh my God, he is that kind of people? Yes, you're right. Right? We know that, right? A lot of people in the US know that, right? And then we will try to review some of them, but this program is not for not for that. We are for finance, right? So we will focus on how Tesla will go, because Trump said then he will cut any subsidies to Tesla, and this sent the Tesla's stock price immediately crashed by 14% yesterday. 14%, not 4%, it's 14%, right? So how it goes, right? If you have this stock, and what will you do if you are one of the investors of Tesla? So we will quickly go through that, right? Thanks guys for watching. And then our Falcon portfolio, we don't have this stock, right? We don't have this stock, right? Falcon portfolio got quite a good recovery, and then we have 119% improvement rised, right, for our portfolio. For any of you that have any comments, then you can leave under the YouTube, or you can directly email to us by sstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. And this is our coverage, right? The things between Trump and Musk just said about one another crashed Tesla's stock price, right? We will go through that in a minute. Yesterday, Dow Jones dropped by 108 points, mainly because of Tesla, right? Mainly because of Tesla. And also another for Nasdaq dropped at 162 points, right? Also mainly because of Tesla, right? Because of the market. Our Falcon 350,000 portfolio then total increased by 1.119%, right? And this year then we are still losing 2%, right? Hope we will get it back soon. First of all, then there seems to be good news ever, but very short, right? From the news from China, then that phone call is by Trump, and the U.S. didn't deny it, right? They didn't say a word about that, right? So it doesn't matter. And that's Trump called the President Xi. That was long because the telephone conversation is 90 minutes, right? Quite long. And actually, Trump, from both of them, right? Trump is asking China, then you should keep the China and U.S. trade agreement, the first one, right? And President Xi said yes. we will try our best to do it. Seems a good news, right? But please retrieve the tariff first. All right. So there is no point that there is any improvement on both two big countries. All right. You have to retrieve your tariff first. Then we will keep the first promise. That means nothing. All right. And then Trump said, welcome for China students. Then stay in US. Come to US, then study. Right. So that is nothing happened. It means nothing happened. So very quickly the market becomes nothing happened. Right. Then we go to further news. That is, Trump speaks with Xi, will resume talks between U.S. and China over tariff. Then that means nothing happened, right? Now, not only China, right? China, EU, Canada, and Japan is very laid back, right? That means they seems not likely to talk. Then you can find me. Then I will say that okay, we will start the talk, and then nothing happened. All right, and then Scott Bessent, oh, we need to talk. Okay, we will talk, and then nothing happened. It's been for more than 1 month already. All right, nothing happened. All right, so that's it. All right. So you can read that news, right? That news is talking then Trump reportedly been eager to speak with Xi, and then he do the phone call, and after the call, right, nothing happened, right? That's it. And also then Mr. Xi invited him, Trump, to go to China, right? Go to China, right? And then we'll talk about that. Right. So that's the case. Like I spoke before in our Hong Kong channel, then if Trump really want to settle this, he need to go to China by himself, right? Or he can send Scott Bessent, right? But I don't think that they will see him, right, in a very high rank, but will not be a lot of things happen, right? Unless Trump go by himself, right? That's it. That is the bomb that exploded between Elon and Trump, right? Why is that? Because of the tax cut bill? No, right? If we remember, after Elon resided from the Dodge, there was one meeting. Trump was there, Elon was there. Trump suddenly said that, thank you, thanks Elon, but we don't need him. I already buy one Tesla from him. I did a great help, no discount. Remember that? That did a great insult on Elon Musk, right? Because Elon really helped a lot in the election of Trump. He spent a lot of money, right, in the terms of billion. And then Trump insult him in front of all the other staff, right? Then Elon had to smile because he still in the duty, but now he left, right? He left already, so he is willing to say anything, right? He's angry. We all knew that, right? And that, so Elon ignited this bomb. The guy you saw is a new medium, Epstein, right? We all know that. And then why the list is not properly revealed is because Trump's name was in the list. And that's what Elon revealed it. So that is a very old picture, maybe more than 20 years before, right? You can see that Trump was a good friend to this guy, right? And this guy is the Lud medium. He passed away already. Actually, Trump was very angry. He didn't say that what Elon said is incorrect, though. That means correct, right? And in return, he said that Elon Musk went crazy and suggests cutting government contracts for his company. A lot of that, it means the subsidies from the U.S. government. Something like for the electrical vehicles, for the SpaceX, right? Or maybe for some robots, right? They all will get in different kinds of subsidies from the U.S. government. And then Trump said that if you go like that, I will cut them, right? It seems Trump got an upper hand, but actually the case is not that simple, right? First of all, then if Trump did the things like that, that means he admires what Elon said is correct, right? That means he's correct, right? If not, then why you do this, right? The first thing, right? The second thing is, for others, will you do the business with the government? No, sorry, right? If you upset, you will cut anything, the subsidy that you promised before, sorry, then we'll need to go, right? Right? And the third is, now a lot of people in the White House that they may be still young. Maybe they are just 20 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old. They didn't know the past. And they suddenly reveal that, oh, our president is this kind of man. What will they, when they meet Donald Trump in the White House, what will they see? What is the way that they will see Donald Trump? Oh, this man, oh my goodness. And then you knock down your head and then go away. All right. This will put a lot of pressure to Donald Trump's president life, right? So it's not one-way hurt to Elon. It's both-way hurt to Trump as well, right? And also a lot of followers for Trump, right? I'll tell you that 90% that is correct. 90% that's true. Because we heard this before, we old enough, right? A lot of people that they are still young, 20 years old, 20 something, 30 something, 40 something, and this happened maybe 20 years before, right? So they didn't know that, right? No matter what, this news crashed the Tesla stock price. But I think the main reason is Tesla herself is not in a good shape. And this make the bomb ignite as well, right? And why Elon left the government, right? He is angry with Trump. We can see that, right? And the most important thing is that what he did is hurting himself and the Tesla, right? And now what he did hurt it even worse, right? You can see that Tesla loses 152 billion in the market cap after Musk Trump spat, biggest hit ever. One day lost 14%, all right? And I think that, right, afterwards, Elon will not donate any money to Republican anymore, right, unless Trump left, right? Actually, at the time, he is the richest man in the world. Once the richest man in the world, right? So we take a look on some financial data for Tesla. You can see that yesterday, the stock price crashed ever. One day dropped it by 14, not 4%, it's 14%. And you can see that the PE is still more than 100 times. 156 for the PE ratio, right? This is way too high. In the past 5 years, Tesla's stock price rose by 3.8 times. 3.8 times, right? And for the past 1 year, because he held the Trump for the election, then the stock price rises by 60%. But in the past few months, just you can see that, right? When Tesla stock price start to fall, after Trump to be the president in January, you can see that, right? And then it rises up a little bit because Elon left the government, left the Dodge department, and then a lot of investors and then a lot of shareholders can breathe now, right? Oh, that's okay, right? Okay, left the government, right? Don't do anything about politics, right? But then you can see that he is angry, right? He still remember that day that he's been insulted by Trump. Then he has to fight back because he spent a lot of money, real money, right? He has his own calculation, right? He did it, right? But after he joined the Dodge, the thing is going in the reverse, in the contrary, right? Everything is worse, right? Every policy then he disagree, right? About the tariff, about the EU's response, China's response, a lot of things, right? And then we can see that, right? In the fully automation vehicle, you can see that 1, 2, 3. Waymo is by Google. Uber left. You see that Waymo, the top blue line, doing quite all right, right? In the past 1 year. And then Lyft is dropping, but Uber is going up. Where is Tesla? Just hearing, right? We just hear nothing. And for Uber, you can see that the delivery and the mobility is going up, right? That is a big rival to Tesla, right? For Tesla's robot tax, precisely. We can see the revenue for Tesla in these 5 years. We call revenue income. We can see that in last year, first quarter, dropped it, and then luckily it goes up again, and then now in this quarter, drop even more worse. And for most important for the net income, that means it will go into the pocket of the investor. You see that the net income dropping and dropping. See that? Right? In the first quarter of this year, it dropped it to very low. See that? It nearly go back to something like 2021. And for Tesla's quarterly deliveries, you can see that 3 years before, the first quarter of 2022, there was the COVID-19, right? How many cars, right? 310K cars being delivered. And 3 years later, COVID is gone. Everything seems alright, right? Except the tariff. In 2025, the same first quarter, 336K vehicles, nearly the same. So what happened? In between, they goes up, and then quickly they goes down, right? And then now, go back to the same car, nearly the same cars being delivered in 3 years before. So what happened? That is the delivery, quite clear, right? The delivery goes back to 3 years before, right? That means the company, the earning power is nothing. It goes back to 3 years before, but a lot of rivals going up. 3 years before, Tesla is high tech, right? People are looking for the fully automation, right? And then now, Waymo did it. Uber is doing a little bit starting on that, Lyft is on that, but Tesla still waiting, maybe a few months to go. And we take a quick look on the financial situation of Tesla, right? Cash, 37 billion US dollar, right? Total cash per share is $5 only $5, right? And the debt to equity, right? That means $100 of equity, the debt is 17. That's okay, right? That's not much. And the long-term debt is just 5 billion US dollar. It seems okay, right? If you review these figures. But we can see that the free cash flow dropping very quickly. You see that? That is in billion, right? So 1 year before, 1.3 billion US dollar, and then 2.7, and then dropping 2. And then now, it's not in a unit of billion. It's 664 million US dollar only, right? Dropped at more than half of the free cash flow. That is very bad, right? Because the company is quite mature already, right? So, actually, I think that a lot of investor or shareholder is losing the patience on Tesla already, and they can see that the hope they're putting on Tesla is the Roblox, right? It's the Roblox Optimus, and then the fully automation of the driving and the robot tax, right? And they waited for a long time. Doesn't happen, right? They are looking forward to see it very soon. But if the government cut the subsidies, then a lot of things that Tesla can't do, they need to raise the money in another ways that is possible. But that will increase the debt of Tesla or dilute what they have, right? If Elon issue more shares, that's okay, right? But will dilute what they have or increase the debt of Tesla. Although Tesla's debt is okay, not high, right? So I think some of the investors and some of the shareholders, then they starting to lose the patience, right? Especially you are fighting with the government, right? Because you're fighting with the government. And remember that Trump still will in that position for nearly 3.5 years, right? That's a long time, right? And of course that bomb being ignited, a lot of people then in the world or in the World House will look at Trump in a very weird way, right? Oh, you are this kind of man? Oh my goodness. Then my daughter need to stay away from you, right? You're old, but you have a dirty hand, something like that, right? And the most important thing is then the White House didn't deny it. Trump didn't deny it. He need to deny it. He didn't, right? And then if you are a pretty lady, then you will stay away from her, right? So that's what it is, right? I think a lot of U.S. people know that already, right? So that that hurt to both of them, and it hurt the reputation of U.S. as well, right? And a lot of people in the world will look at Trump in a very weird way, right? But we knew it already. I won't because I knew it already, right? Because I'm old, right? Okay, thanks guys for watching, and then like, comment, share, subscribe, please, and then press the bell icon, right? And I hope everyone have a very peaceful weekend. See you guys on next Friday. Bye bye.